This program is brought to you by thepodcastfactory.com.
Hi, my name is Igor Kheifets, and this is the List Building Lifestyle, the only podcast which delivers cutting-edge conversion strategies from the online trenches straight to your earbuds. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. I also invite you to grab a free copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. And now, once again, it's time to claim your list building lifestyle. I hate selling. I hate convincing people to join my opportunity. I hate explaining why my opportunity is better than a different opportunity. I hate showing people proof. I hate proving myself to strangers and trying to get them to join my business while they resist every step of the way. You know what? I hate that too. But it's actually a part of the process. And the only time you do not have to prove yourself to anybody, the only time you don't have to overcome any objections, and the only time you don't have to sell anything. In fact, the only time you can actually do the opposite and try to unsell your leads and still close the sale is when you've got incredible positioning. That is the only thing that can save you from actually selling. And even then, to get this incredible positioning, you have to do a lot of selling to get there. So why is it that so many people hate selling, they hate marketing, yet everyone wants to become an internet marketer these days? Why does everybody want to live the list building lifestyle, the laptop lifestyle, the dropship lifestyle, the whatever lifestyle, yet they refuse to learn the basics of marketing themselves, of positioning themselves, of selling themselves, of really just convincing other people to exchange their dollars for value? And the reason it happens is because since we're brought up, since we're kids, we're told to stay away from salespeople. That's just the honest truth. Our parents do not like salespeople because salespeople are perceived evil and they try to get our money, right? That's their sole purpose in life, is to get our money, and therefore we will protect ourselves and our assets against people like that. So whenever you are asked to become anything even remotely close to a salesperson, you kind of just feel bad about it. I mean, starting out in this industry, I felt yucky. I felt cheesy. You know, every time I was told by my upline to go out there and talk to people, to try and approach people on social media, to learn these scripts and specific phrases I was supposed to use, to sell based on hype and claims, I felt really awkward doing it. And fact of the matter is, it did not get easier with time. In fact, even today, when I'm selling based on hype and claims, and I'm trying to convince people using just trying to like say that my product is like the best out there and try to just try to hype it up, I always feel kind of uneasy about it, kind of queasy, because it's just not something that comes naturally to me. Some people can do it easy, I guess, and I may appear as if it comes easy to me, but I'm definitely not one of the people that was born with this knack to selling. In fact, I was groomed to become a junior engineer in electronics, which means I was as far away from selling as you could possibly be. I was also supposed to stay in the Israeli army. Again, you can't be a salesperson if you're in the army. You're like quite the opposite. You're a very algorithmic kind of person because you're waiting for the order, and when the order is given, you go and you do whatever you're told. And that's pretty much it. Salespeople by nature are entrepreneurial, the good ones, right? Not the analytical ones. Anyway, so you hate selling. I hate selling. Everybody hates selling, yet we all recognize the value of selling, and we know we have to do it no matter what. So what do? What needs to happen in order for us to feel comfortable to sell? Well, first off, you have to believe in the product you're selling. Right? You can't possibly do a good job of selling something or marketing something if you don't have a 156% belief in the product you're promoting. Because you will never, ever, ever sound confident about things you're not honestly confident about. It will come through your tone. It will come through your body language. It will come through the words you're using. You will simply throw the sale by the sheer virtue of not being confident in the product. So if right now you're marketing a business opportunity or a system that is really not well, it's not doing it for you. Maybe you have doubts about it. Maybe you invested into it, but as you were going through it, you realized that, what, this may not be the perfect fit for everybody. And I should probably like offer it only to people that fit certain criteria. If that's the case, then you go and you look for those certain types of people, so you feel great about them. Otherwise, you probably need to find a different offer. You probably need to find a different program to promote, because unless you're confident about it, you will throw the sale. You will never do a good job of selling it, even if you want it, even if you were consciously telling yourself, okay, so I'm going to deliver the best pitch right now. You will simply not be able to do it because you're not confident in the system. It will come through all the subconscious communication that you're putting out there into the world, like the tone of your voice, the specific words that you're using, the body language that on camera or otherwise, the way you chat with people, the way you kind of don't push hard enough when push needs to happen, the way you're pushed too hard sometimes. I mean, I see this is a very common mistake. People push way too hard during the sale. They try to close you on the first email they send you. That's really not the way to go, because it actually shows insecurity about your product, where you're trying to overcompensate by trying to close too soon. Now, the other thing that needs to happen is you have to get okay with the idea of marketing and selling internally. So, about a couple of years into my marketing journey, I went through this training by Dan Kennedy called The Wealth Attraction by Entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs. In this training, Dan Kennedy touches upon this topic of not being okay with selling and marketing, and basically, how most people who go in business for themselves, they're great technicians. They're great at what they do. So, for example, if you're starting a plumbing business, you're a great plumber, but you never spend enough time training yourself and improving yourself as far as your selling and marketing goes. And he was talking about the importance of developing this sales friendly mindset and being okay with marketing yourself, with making claims, with basically just getting out there and shouting from the top of your lungs about how amazing your product is, and finding all the relevant, all the possible ways to convince other people that what you're selling is superior to everything else in the marketplace. So that was the first time I was introduced to the whole concept of recognizing that I wasn't okay with selling. That was one of the reasons why it was so difficult for me, and why I spent 3.5 years trying to get my first sale online. I mean, it was really difficult to overcome this hurdle. But as soon as I was able to recognize that my problem wasn't the actual techniques I was using, it wasn't the scripts that I was using, it wasn't the sales pages I was trying to use, but it was my internal negative belief system regarding selling and marketing. I was able to go to school about that. Now, I don't mean necessarily going to an actual school. I just started reading books on mindset about money. So the first one that comes to mind is, of course, The Millionaire. I believe it was The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Great book, kind of recognizes lots of different common beliefs about money. In fact, I think you can go on YouTube right now, type in The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and find a recording of like a 2-hour seminar where it's pretty much the same thing as the book, same content, only delivered through video. Then there's also Dan Kennedy's Wealth Attraction for Entrepreneurs. It's actually in the form of a book. You can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Kindle right now. It's incredible because not only it touches upon all the topics of sales and marketing, but it also talks about the money mindset and a bunch of different elements of the money mindset that sabotage our success without us even realizing that. And one of those things, as I said, being internally okay with selling. The other thing is just adjusting the beliefs that we probably got sold on when we were kids about money in general by our parents, especially anyone who's listening who didn't grow up in a rich household, right? So I grew up in Ukraine. It's pretty much the third world country. It's even worse right now than when I was growing up back in the 90s, and we did okay. I mean, my dad was serving in the like post-Soviet army, and then he started his own business. But the thing is that my dad was never good with money. Like whatever he made, he always lost that. Like he either spent it on booze or women, or he basically he was not smart about managing his money, and eventually he made a really bad investment in like an agriculture business that, well, just bombed. And so we immigrated to Israel because We were in a really bad position financially over there. And my mother's parents kind of pulled us out, and they said, "Hey, we're going to send you an invitation so you guys can come in." And we came in with just under $1,000 in savings in our hands. And this is it. We had 12 bags of clothes and like stuff basically that we brought in, and $1,000. That's all we had starting out in Israel. It was a really difficult start. It took us about 10 years to recover. In fact, my parents, now I realize my parents sort of waited for me to save everybody by the time, I was able to stand on my own 2 feet. And that's exactly what I've done. But truth be told, growing up, as far as money, I've never seen a lot of it. And whatever money came, it quickly went away. My dad wasn't smart about it. He wasn't a great salesperson. He just knew the right people, and he was daring, right? We can touch upon this on a different episode, but being audacious sometimes is enough to succeed in business. But again, we'll touch upon that on a different episode. So this episode, what I wanted to kind of stress is that if you hate selling and if you're not confident in the product that you're selling, you will never be able to effectively sell it and market it to the world. You will not be able to ever hit any of your financial goals unless you get okay with the idea that you have to be your own biggest fan, and you have to be the one that beats his chest or her chest and kind of shouts from the rooftops about what you got. Now, it doesn't mean you have to make ridiculous claims that are too good to be true. It doesn't mean you have to lie. It doesn't mean that you have to do anything yucky, but it means that you have to get okay with at least the most basic level of marketing and selling, where you're willing to put yourself out there and basically stand behind all the claims that your program is making, and find ways to get your message across to the people out there. Okay, this is critical. This is absolutely critical. Unless you internalize the idea that marketing and talking to people about your product is something you have to do. And when I say marketing and talking to people, I mean, like, even if it's in the form of media, one-to-many media, like if you do a Facebook Live, if you do a YouTube video, maybe it's an email, right, or a webinar, you have to get okay with doing that stuff if you want to succeed in this business. If your goal is anywhere beyond $500 per month, you absolutely have to do stuff like that. Otherwise, you're just dead in the water, my friend. So this is Igor with another episode of The List Building Lifestyle. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you for listening to The List Building Lifestyle. Make sure to subscribe on iTunes or Google Play to never miss an episode. Because who knows, just one conversion tactic we share on the show might double your list and double your business. Download the transcript of today's episode and all future episodes at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com. And don't forget to claim your complimentary copy of the Wealthy List Builder Survival Guide at listbuildinglifestyleshow.com/survival. This is Igor Kheifets, and until next time we talk, have a good one.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.